The Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas will meet in a regular meeting in City Hall Council Chambers located at 1716 West Main Street, Gun Barrel City, Texas, on Monday, December 8th, 2025 at 6 p.m. I would like to call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. May I have a roll call from my left?
Shelby here.
Johnson here.
Jones here.
Towner here.
We do have a quorum. Are there any citizen comments? Okay. Now, moving on to new business. 4A, consider and take action to approve the October 14th, 2025 meeting minutes. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? No? Okay, may I have a motion?
I make a motion that we consider and take to approve the October the 14th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Shelby seconds.
Okay, may I have a vote from my left, please?
Shelby, yes.
Johnson, yes.
Jones, yes.
Towner, yes.
The minutes are approved. New business 4B, consider and take action to approve a site plan from Hillsdale Development Group LP for Hillsdale Phase 2 at 5.809 acre tract, situated in the J.P. Brown Survey, abstract number 59, for a private subdivision of 23 single-family lots and 3 open space lots in the city of Gun Barrel City, Texas. And Brittany Anderson will now speak.
Good evening. Tonight I'm presenting the site plan for Hillsdale Phase 2. This project is part of a larger two-phase development. Phase 1 is located in Henderson County, and Phase 2, what you're reviewing tonight, is inside Gun Barrel city limits. Both phases are being constructed at the same time, but only Phase 2 falls under city ordinance requirements. I'll walk through the layout, drainage, utilities, access, and show how Phase 2 meets all applicable city codes. Hillsdale Phase 2 is the portion of the subdivision located inside city limits. It includes 23 single-family lots, 3 open space drainage lots, and covers 5.809 acres. This is a private development, so all streets, drainage, and utilities in Phase 2 will be privately maintained. Phase 1, which is in the county, will be built at the same time and connects directly to Phase 2, but is not subject to city review. This map shows the location of Phase 2 and how it ties into Phase 1. Both phases are part of the same overall development and will be constructed together. Phase 1 is located in Henderson County, while Phase 2 is within Gun Barrel city limits. Phase 2 connects directly into the private street system that begins in Phase 1, and all access to and from Phase 2 is routed through Phase 1 to South Highway 198 or South Gun Barrel Lane. No new external access points are proposed. Phase 2 is simply functions as an extension of the existing development. The engineering review timeline applies only to Phase 2, since that is the portion within the city. Mundo and Associates completed multiple early reviews, and the project later transitioned to KSA Engineering. KSA issued compliance on November 7th of 2025, and the landscape and tree plans were approved November 10th. This timeline reflects all city required reviews. Phase 2 is zoned R4 single-family detached residential, and the design is fully compatible with both the surrounding area and with Phase 1. Even though Phase 1 is located in the county and Phase 2 is within city limits, both phases are being constructed together as one coordinated development. Phase 2 maintains the same residential character, lot sizes, private streets, and design approach. Because the area around the development is entirely residential, this project fits naturally into existing contexts. This is the full site development plan for Phase 2. Even though Phase 1 is being built at the same time, this plan shows only the improvements that occur within city limits. All drainage, utilities, and street systems tie into the overall development, but only Phase 2 components fall under city ordinance requirements. Here you can see how Phase 2 connects directly into Phase 1. The infrastructure for both phases is being developed concurrently, but Phase 1 is outside city limits. Phase 2 relies on this connection for its internal circulation, and no additional public access points are being created. This graphic shows how Phase 2 connects directly into Phase 1. Both phases are being constructed at the same time. Phase 2 relies on the private street connection that originates in Phase 1. All vehicular movement into the city portion flows through the private subdivision network. This auto turn exhibit applies to the Phase 2 portion of the project. It demonstrates that the fire apparatus and emergency vehicles can safely circulate through the private streets within the city's jurisdiction. The emergency vehicles can also safely circulate through the private streets within Phase 1, the county jurisdiction, in order to access Phase 2 within the city limits. All movements meet IFC standards. Phase 2 is zoned R4 single-family detached residential, and this layout meets all dimensional requirements under Chapter 156. The R4 standards are 5,500 square feet for a minimum lot area, 55 feet for a minimum lot width at the building line, 90 feet for the lot depth, and the setbacks are 25 feet in the front, 5 feet on the sides, and 10 feet for the rear. The minimum home size is 1,250 square feet. The maximum lot coverage is 50%. The maximum height is 35 feet, and it is required one-car garage or carport with a hard surface 12-foot driveway. Every lot in Phase 2 meets or exceeds these standards. And this is the detailed layout sheet. It shows all the building lines, the easements, the lot configurations. Everything on the sheet is consistent with R4 zoning dimensional requirements within the city subdivision standards. This sheet visually confirms zoning compliance for all lots in Phase 2. The project contains a fully engineered underground stormwater system, including storm sewer lines D, D1, and E along the reinforced pipe, grading, and drainage swells. During the preliminary plat stage, the developer requested a variance to allow underground stormwater infrastructure to run beneath the private streets, which is normally restricted for public streets under sections 155.40B, C, and D1. Because this subdivision uses private streets, the city engineer confirmed that all runoff would be safely collected and discharged into the Cedar Creek Reservoir without impacting private property. The city council approved that variance. KSA Engineering has now reviewed the final drainage design and confirmed full compliance with the city requirements with the conditions under the approved variance. Water and wastewater service for Phase 2 is provided by East Cedar Creek Freshwater Supply. KSA reviewed all utility alignments and confirmed proper separation for the force main and all other infrastructure. Hydrant spacing, access, the fire lane requirements meet IFC standards. All improvements in Phase 2 are private and maintained by the HOA. The landscaping plan and tree mitigation plan for Phase 2 were reviewed under Chapter 157 and approved on November 10th. All protected trees have been addressed and mitigation requirements have been satisfied. Open space lots also include preserved vegetation and required landscaping plantings. These next slides show the approved landscape and tree mitigation sheets, all required plantings, preserved tree areas, and mitigation calculations are included. There are no outstanding landscape or tree-related items. Phase 2 includes 3 open space lots that function as drainage corridors, passive buffers, and utility access points. These open space areas help preserve natural drainage patterns and provide additional green space within the subdivision. All open space areas are privately maintained. Staff recommends approval of the Hillsdale Phase 2 site development plan. Phase 2 complies with all R4 zoning standards, subdivision requirements, and drainage requirements under Chapter 155. The previously approved preliminary plat, the drainage variance allowing stormwater infrastructure beneath the private streets, has been incorporated into the final design and verified by KSA Engineering. All comments have been addressed and staff recommends approval. If approved, the developer may begin applying for the necessary construction permits, including permits for culverts, concrete work, utilities, electrical service, or any structural elements associated within the subdivision. Once those permits are issued, construction can begin on the private streets, drainage systems, and utility improvements. When all required infrastructure is completed, the developer will submit a final plat to the city. The final plat will first go to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a recommendation. And after you make the recommendation, the final plat will move to City Council for the final approval. Once City Council approves the plat, it will be recorded with Henderson County, and the developer will provide a recorded copy back to the city. This concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions about Hillsdale Phase 2 subdivision. For me, the applicant also has a presentation that he would like to give as well.
Any questions for Brittany? No. Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you all for the opportunity to be in front of you all tonight. I've had the pleasure of meeting many of you over the past year and a half. And my name is Blake Bassett, and I just wanted to give a quick overview. I'm going to kind of sound like a broken record after Brittany, but so we believe that Hillsdale is set to become the new premier modern development neighborhood in Gun Barrel City. We will have completely privately owned and maintained infrastructure. And this is good for the city because it doesn't impact the budget now or in the future. The wide roadways, underground utilities, sidewalks, walking trails, expansive open spaces, and elevated topography offering the scenic lake views collectively contribute to establishing Hillsdale as a true lifestyle community. We'll be one of the first subdivisions to fully comply with all city subdivision and zoning ordinances. While the original idea was to have more of a rural feel. Once we got into it, the engineering kind of depicted we needed to make some changes on that, and hearing voices, concerns from neighbors and whatnot, we did go in and we have put in complete underground stormwater drainage system. Our plans have undergone extensive review by numerous engineers, building officials, construction professionals over the past 18 months. That includes Spires Engineering, our engineering firm, the Gun Barrel City engineering firms, East Cedar Creek Water, and their engineers, KSA, TxDOT engineers, Encore engineers, among others, have contributed to the rigorous scrutiny of these plans. The thoroughness review of this project is truly notable. We have also engaged a third-party construction inspection engineering firm, SPI. They are present on site daily to monitor progress and ensure strict compliance with our engineering standards. and specifications. Although not required, this additional oversight is something that Hillsdale thought was beneficial for the city and for our own use, as we are responsible for the infrastructure. Prime Excavation, which is a reputable local business, serves as a general contractor for Hillsdale's infrastructure. The major earthwork and bog grading have been completed. The installation of the storm drainage is being prepared alongside construction of natural stone retaining walls and privacy fencing where appropriate. These efforts precede the scheduled installation of our 31-foot concrete roads that we are hoping to have completed in February of 2026. And then once that's finished, Encore will follow up and put all of our underground utilities in place. Additionally, we anticipate commencing on building model homes and putting in the amenities and everything for a grand site opening in May of 2026. We are truly proud and excited to have this project on your agenda this evening, and we look forward to your support. Our engineering team is here, and if you have any questions, they can answer way better than I can when it comes to specifications. But thank you all very much for your time and for being here.
Thank you. Any questions? No? No questions? Okay, so then we will need a motion for item 4B under new business.
Jones will make a motion to approve a site plan for Hillsdale Development Group LP for Hillsdale Phase 2, a 5.809 acre tract situated in the J.P. Brown Survey, abstract number 59, for a private subdivision of 23 single-family lots and 3 open space lots in the city of Gun Barrel City, Texas.
Do I have a second?
Shelby will second.
Okay, vote from my left.
Shelby, yes.
Johnson, yes.
Jones, yes.
Towner, yes.
Thank you. Now we move on to new business, item 4C. Consider and take action to approve a site plan for Enriched Life Medical Center owned by Enriched Life Medical PLLC, physically located at 413 Church Street, described as Tract 11-MM in the G.T. Walters Survey, abstract 794. I believe Brittany is going to present.
And also tonight, I will be presenting the site plan for the Enriched Life Medical Center at 413 Church Street. I'll give a brief project and timeline overview, then walk through how this site plan meets the site plan review criteria in our ordinances, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions. This project is the Enriched Life Medical Center located at 413 Church Street, Tract 11-MM in the G.T. Walters Survey. It is planned as a 2-building outpatient medical campus, buildings A and B, within the B2 General Business District. The applicant is Enriched Life Medical PLLC, and the civil engineering and site plan, site design were prepared by Interplan LLC. Hospitals and clinics are permitted use in the B2 district under section 156.041. So the proposed medical clinic use is consistent with the underlying zoning. The site plan covers the building location, parking, fire lane, utilities, on-site drainage, landscaping, and lighting for the full tract. This slide shows the location of the site within Gun Barrel City. The property fronts Church Street and sits with an existing commercial corridor with other businesses use along the street and residential development across Church Street. The intent of the site plan is to fit this clinic campus into the existing development pattern while meeting all of our site design, drainage, and buffering standards. I also want to briefly summarize the review timeline for the site plan. The initial review was on September 22nd of 2025. That's when it was first submitted to Mundo and Associates. The second compliance review was October 7th of 2025. There was additional revisions that were required. The third compliance review was November the 5th of 2025. Majority of the ordinance items were resolved. The fourth compliance review, December the 1st of 2025. The site plan found in compliance with applicable ordinances. And then the final applicant update and confirmation was December the 2nd. Mundo confirmed final site plan development package is fully compliant for P&C consideration. Under section 156.108A, we look at the general character and compatibility of the development with surrounding areas. This is a B2 commercial corridor, and a medical clinic is permitted commercial use within that district. The overall scale and layout of the two-building campus is consistent with other commercial and multifamily development along Church Street. The site plan provides shared access, parking, on-site detention ponds, landscaping, and controlled lighting, all designed to minimize impacts on adjacent residential and commercial properties. Staff and the city engineer are comfortable that the character of this project is compatible with the area and will not negatively affect property values or safety. This is the overall site development plan for the Enrich Life Medical Center campus. This shows building A and B, all sharing the same parking field and drive aisles. This shows the detention ponds. You can also see how the site fits between the other commercial properties along Church Street and across from the existing residential to the north. This layout is what staff and the city engineer look at when we evaluate the general character and compatibility under section 156.108A. This slide is the site lighting. The numbers across the paving are foot candle levels, showing 1 to 2 foot candles within the parking lot and drive aisles for safe visibility. Along the property line next to the Silverleaf residential complex, the readings stay very low, and the calculation table confirms the vertical property line 5 AG levels meet our ordinance. The cross-section and pole detail show fully shielded down-facing fixtures with a house side shield towards Silverleaf, so the layout complies with the city's outdoor lighting requirements. Section 156.108B focuses on ingress and egress, internal circulation, and off-street parking and loading. This site plan provides a single driveway connection onto Church Street, which concretes access at one location instead of multiple driveways. Internal drive aisles loop through the site to serve both buildings A and B and the shared parking field. 15 parking spaces are required for each building, and 42 spaces are being provided. All patron and staff parking is provided on site, including ADA spaces and accessible routes to the building entrances. The fire access and turning movements have been reviewed on the auto turn exhibit to ensure that fire and service vehicles can safely navigate the site. This exhibit shows the auto turn analyst for the fire and large service vehicles. The path illustrates how a fire truck can enter from Church Street, move through the fire lane, and reach all sides of the buildings without having to back out onto the street. It also confirms that the internal drive aisles are wide enough and have the right turning radius for emergency access. This is one of the key pieces we look at for ingress and egress, internal circulation, and emergency access under section 156.108B. Section 156.108C asks us to consider the location and arrangement of the buildings with regard to setback requirements and safety. Because this is a clinic use in B2 district, the clinic dimensional standards apply. The lot exceeds the minimum required lot area of 10,000 square feet and the minimum lot width of 100 feet. Buildings A and B are placed to meet or exceed the required clinic yard setbacks, 25 feet at the front, at least 10 feet on the interior side yards, 25 feet at the rear, with increased separation where the site is near residential property. The building height is kept below the 35-foot maximum, and total lot coverage stays under the 20% limit for clinics. In addition, any front yard parking is located more than 100 feet from the nearest dwelling, consistent with the clinic parking requirement while maintaining good visibility for police and emergency response. This slide zooms in on the lot layout and building placement. You can see the property lines, how buildings A and B sit on the site in relation to those lines and to the parking areas. The setbacks you see here meet or exceed the clinic standards for B2, the front, the side, and rear yards, along with the required lot area and width. The building footprints and paved areas stay within the allowed height and lot coverage limits, and front yard parking is set back more than 100 feet from the nearest dwelling. This exhibit is what supports our statement that the project meets the clinic dimensional and parking requirements under section 156.108C and the clinic standards. Section 156.108D addresses environmental aspects, sedimentation, drainage, flood control, and natural greenery. The site plan includes a fully engineered grading and drainage system for the entire tract. Runoff from the paved and roofed areas is collected and routed to on-site detention ponds before it leaves the property. Those ponds are designed so that the post-development peak flows do not exceed the pre-development flows, which helps protect the downstream properties and the city's drainage system. The grading, storm structures, and outfalls have all been reviewed by the city engineer. Landscaped areas around the ponds and along the site perimeter help maintain greenery, while drainage improvements handle storm water appropriately. This shows the grading plan for the site. And here you can see the drainage plan for the site as well. And then I did have Mundo send over some more details since he wasn't able to make it to this meeting tonight, with some notes as well that I'm going to go over for drainage. So sheet C 0.2 shows the existing slope of the project site, generally from west to east and to south to east. I have added orange colored arrows to show the slope of the land, which is also slope of existing storm water runoff. The primary downhill property owners are the furniture store Clemson LLC to the south and Seabridge Acquisition LP to the east. This is the post-development drainage area map. Shows a drainage swell highlighted in yellow between the red dash lines along the west, south, and east boundaries of the project site. Along the west, to intercept the stormwater runoff flowing onto the site, and along the south and east to intercept stormwater runoff before it can flow off of the site. For sheet C 3.0B, drainage plan shows the proposed grading contours to form the perimeter drainage swells along the west, south, and east boundaries, highlighted in yellow, with the direction of stormwater flow indicated with yellow arrows. The stormwater drainage swells carry the runoff along the boundaries to the north into the two drainage detention basins or ponds, which then discharge in a controlled manner into the existing Church Street roadside drainage ditch. This sheet also shows the 2 catch basins along the east side of the paved parking area to collect the stormwater runoff from the buildings and parking area and carry it to the detention basin pond number 2. For sheet C 1.0, the site development plan shows the parking area perimeter curb identified by note 2, 6-inch high curb. This curb contains the building and paved area runoff and slopes the runoff to the 2 drainage catch basins which flow onto the detention basin. The proposed stormwater drainage design will prohibit any stormwater flow off of the project site to the south and east and will direct this flow to the north into the detention basins. For section 156.108E, it looks at utilities and fire protection. Water and sanitary sewer service for this project are provided by East Cedar Creek Freshwater Supply District. And the city has a will serve letter confirming available capacity and existing mains along Church Street frontage. The utility plans show the new water sewer services tying into those existing mains, size and the layout to serve both buildings. Electric and other franchise utilities are extended to serve buildings A and B as part of the civil design. Fire access and hydrant coverage have been coordinated so that fire department has adequate access around the buildings and to the site in combination with the fire layout you saw earlier. And this is that utility plan. Section 156.108F deals with screening, buffering, and landscaping. A landscaping plan has been prepared for the full site and reviewed for compliance with our landscape and tree requirements. Along Church Street, street trees and planting beds help soften the view of the parking and reinforce the character of the corridor. Additional landscaping is provided around the parking areas and the detention ponds to screen and soften those features from adjacent properties. Overall, the combination of plantings and controlled lighting provides a buffer between this clinic campus and the neighboring residential and commercial uses while maintaining visibility for safety. And here you'll see that landscaping plan. And section 156.108G specifically addresses the recreation and open space for residential developments. Because this property is non-residential medical clinic in the B2 district, those residential recreation requirements do not apply. Based on the final site plan submittal and the city's engineer compliance review, staff finds the site plan meets the applicable requirements for the zoning ordinance, the site plan approval provisions, the drainage standards, and the landscape and lighting ordinances. All prior engineering comments have been addressed through the resubmittals. Staff recommends approval of the Enrich Life Medical Center site plan for 413 Church Street as presented. The next steps for Enrich Life Medical Center, if the Planning and Zoning Commission does approve the site plan tonight, the next step for the applicant will be to proceed with permitting submittals. That includes the civil construction plans, building plans, and any associated fire and utility permits. Once the permits are reviewed and issued, construction of Building A and the site infrastructure, including the drives, parking, utility, drainage improvements, can begin. The future Building B will follow the same approved site plan framework and will tie into the same access, parking, and drainage system. Staff will continue to coordinate with the applicant as they move into permitting and construction. That includes my staff presentation for Enrich Life Medical Center site plan for 413 Church Street. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Brittany? No? Thank you, Brittany.
And the applicant is here as well if you had any questions for him.
Would you like to speak, Dr. Rich? Okay.
The only thing I would amend is we're actually going to do building B first.
Dr. Rich, if you want to come over here. That way they can all.
I'm sorry? Got you, okay. So I'm Dr. Rich, and Brittany did a great job. Everything was good. The last slide, she said building A first and then building B. When we laid it out initially, that's how we labeled them, but we're going to build building B first and then building A. Doesn't really change anything else on the site plan. The entire infrastructure, concrete parking lot, all of that will be done in preparation with B, and then A will be second. So, but we're just excited to get started and be able to extend medical services to all the new people that are going to be living here apparently now. So, that'd be great. Thank you. Any questions?
Any other questions? No? Thank you. Do I have a motion for item 4C regarding Enriched Life Medical Center?
Shelby will make a motion to approve a site plan for Enriched Life Medical Center owned by Enriched Life Medical P. LLC, physically located at 413 Church Street, described as Tract 11MM in the G.T. Walters Survey, Abstract 794.
Thank you. Second?
Towner seconds.
Thank you. Vote from my left.
Shelby, yes.
Johnson, yes.
Jones, yes.
Towner, yes.
Motion passes. I'd like to thank our fellow board members and city council members for being in attendance tonight. If no further business, then we will adjourn at 6:38.
I think Shannon spoke with him today too.
I know.